Broadcasting live from the Wonder Wine Hub on the plain of Lorwyn, it's Tap Tap Concede. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tap Tap Concede. Joining me this week, we've got a Nelson.
Hey, that's me.
And a Cameron.
Glub.
And we're going to talk about all the cool news that came out of MagicCon Atlanta. But before we get to that, I just want to say a quick shout out to our wonderful sponsors, Card Kingdom. As usual, and as always, this podcast is brought to you by Card Kingdom. They're a veritable kingdom of cards. You can say Loading Ready Run sent me button, please, when you make an order with Card Kingdom. And they'll send you a cool 1-inch button with a funny slogan that we wrote. And they've moved to a new system where we send them a bunch of buttons and then they mix them together into a big jar and then they give you a single random one from the jar. And honestly, it's a joyous system and I'm surprised we didn't think of this sooner.
Nice. And also we don't have to remember what the button is.
Well, I mean, technically we should know what all the buttons are.
Yeah. We wrote them.
We wrote them.
Yeah. Let's say there's a statistically significant chance you're going to get "You're a 3 in my heart."
Do you remember any of the other ones that we submitted for this badge?
Absolutely.
Untap,
not.
upkeep, cheat phase. I don't know.
I don't think that we did that one. I don't know. Maybe.
Serving Jund.
You know what? You're going to have to go to cardkingdom.com/LRR to find out.
Serving Jund was a classic button, and I think they're out of Serving Jund now. Although somebody made me like a friendship bracelet, like a candy bracelet that said Serving Jund, and it's great. The point being, all of these things can be yours, well, one of them, if you go to cardkingdom.com. Very nice people, great to work with. Speaking of people who sponsor us and are great to work with, Dragon Shield. You can use code LRRMTG5 to get 5% off your order for Dragon Shield sleeves. And did you see coming out of MagicCon that Dragon Shield now has the official license with Wizards?
Yeah, I did. I saw
they're very doing guild sleeves.
Yeah, they're very handsome guild sleeves.
I wondered about that. I saw on my social media feed, it was like, whoa, there's Misty Rainforest and Scalding Tarn sleeves for Magic of art I didn't know. But because those are just generic names, I was like, is this because the feed that I got was just check these pictures out. It wasn't explaining Dragon Shield has this license now. But I did see another post that was Ultra Pro doesn't have any Spider-Man stuff. They didn't drop any Spider-Man accessories or whatever. And it was what's up with that? So maybe there's a kind of not too out loud changing of the guard there. So that's neat. But I wondered if it was just Misty Rainforest sleeves, because you can't sue me for making a Misty Rainforest picture. Misty and rainforest are both just regular English words that I'm happening to put together.
That's true. But in this case, no malfeasance is needed because these are just sleeves. And I am very excited to get some Dimir sleeves.
Yeah, they look gorgeous. Yeah. And they're dragon shields.
In a strange twist of fate, this Dimir merchandise is nice and legal.
I mean, I'll give them 10 out of 10 for graphic design, but I guess a 0 out of 10 for flavor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So when you're ordering your Dragon Shields from their website, enter
using
code,
our affiliate code. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we have an affiliate code.
Yeah,
for
LRRMTG5.
Well, that's the code you put in when you're checking out. Right?
Okay, it's your discount.
Oh, I guess
code.
It's both.
Yeah.
I just thought when I hear affiliate code, I think that's a URL. But it's different things, I guess, because it's like a URL with a Card Kingdom.
Yes. Use our affiliate URL, cardkingdom.com/loadingreadyrun. But also, if you're gosh, I want to just give you money, but in a very direct way where I just send it to you, basically on maybe a monthly schedule. Great. We also do that. It's patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. But not to be glib about it for a second. It's how we get everything done, and we really do appreciate all your support over at patreon.com. There's also Twitch and this very YouTube channel where you are watching or listening to this podcast.
That's right. This is your fault.
We even have a store at loadingreadyrun.com.
That's true. Our store works again now. We moved it to DFTBA.
But you've been so patient while we keep all of this house that we should probably start talking about Magic Card at some point.
James, this podcast comes out on Monday, right?
That is correct.
That's the 29th?
That is also correct.
While you're at DFTBA, go to the Pizzamas website and order the new RPG I wrote for the Pizzamas fundraising campaign this year. We're going back to Pizzamas Island, everybody.
Nice.
Been sitting on that one all summer, and I've been sitting on some other news, but we'll get to that in a bit because it is time to finally get to our recap. Thank you for your patience, team. The best place I find to get Magic information up to the minute when this kind of stuff happens is actually the Magic the Gathering Blue Sky account. Super thorough. So that is where I'm sourcing all of this stuff and where you can see pictures and images. It's just it's magic.wizards.com at Blue Sky. So go over there. So the first thing that they announced is that there's going to be some new standard sets next year. There's going to be 7 of them.
7.
That's a lot of Magic the Gathering.
That's too many.
Are they all? And they're all in standard.
Yeah.
So you say standard sets? Because 7 sets, we've maybe had some years where we got 7 sets before.
Okay, there's going to be 7. They don't say 7 standard sets. They say 7 Magic sets. However, we know that all of the mainline sets will be in standard. But yeah, you're right, actually. Some of this, I don't know.
Like, did they announce Modern Horizons 4 or something?
No, and that's true, actually, because one of the UB sets, there's 4 UB sets next year and 3 mainline sets.
Well, we know the UB sets are going to be in standard. So if one of the other 3 sets gives us some hint, like it's called Pioneer Masters or something like that, then maybe we'll know that one might not be in standard.
No, we know all of the mainline Magic sets that are coming out. It's everything that's unannounced is a UB, but because I was going to say the first time around, spoilers for later in the podcast, we're getting Magic the Gathering plus The Hobbit. Lord of the Rings wasn't in standard the first time,
but it will be the second time.
Oh. Okay, we're getting a lot of standard.
Unless they changed the rules, because they made that rule earlier this year.
Or unless one of these Universes Beyond sets is just Commander decks.
I believe, and I'm not going to confirm because I don't 100% know. I think that all 7 sets are going to be in standard. And I think they also said at the panel this morning that we would be going back to 6 sets in 2027.
Yeah, this is a scheduling quirk, according to the article on the Mothership.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. The first set that's coming out this year is Lorwyn Eclipse. That's coming out on January 23rd. I'm so excited.
America loves Lorwyn Eclipsed.
Basically, if you weren't around when the original Lorwyn came out, which you probably weren't, because I think, I wasn't playing when Lorwyn came out, and I've been playing for a long time at this point.
Mm-hmm. Lorwyn came out just before I started working at Yellow Jacket, so I was playing.
Would you like to take a guess?
Oh, sorry.
What year
do you
want to?
Does anyone want to guess? I know. I will guess correctly.
Is it 2004?
No. This is close. Cameron was warmer than Kathleen.
2006.
No, because it was right.
Split the difference.
Oh,
really?
Between 2006 and 2008, it came out in September of 2007.
Yeah.
This says October.
Sure.
But yes.
Pre-release was in September.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah, basically almost what? So that's 18 years ago?
God damn it.
Is that the record for...
Professionally talking about Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, you're
Sit
living
the hell down.
You're living the dream. Thanks for the generous support on Patreon.
At patreon.com/loadingreadyrun.
It's all just slipping away so fast.
How old are your children now, Nelson?
Oh man, it was just picture day yesterday, and they're 8 and they're 7 and 9, but one of them's going to be 8 really soon. So, yeah, but they're like big kids now.
I know. Penelope's 9 as well. Our kids are like this very close in age.
Penelope's about to be 10 though too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah. You've almost been a mom for 10 years. Yeah.
Turns out my kid rules though, so.
Oh yeah. Being a parent is great.
Yeah,
but also
the inevitable passage of time.
And it really just hits you on the chin regularly too, where you're just like, oh, I can't pick you up anymore, or oh, you used to like this thing that you don't like anymore.
I can
you can remember her youth, or very like infancy, like her toddlership and everything, like really clearly, right?
I mean, I used to do a routine for Penelope where I was Moosey.
Aww.
And then I remember the first day she looked at me like, what the hell are you doing?
What's with this guy?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm old content now.
Never.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when you did Moosey, a bunch of things in your life were different too, right?
Yeah.
Who you were dating was probably different. Where you lived was probably different.
Both of those things.
Your shoes were the same, but a lot of things.
Only because I take very good care of my footwear.
I can't get more than a couple of years out of a pair of footwear before I just pound the support.
Yeah, but you and I are wearing like plastic mesh stuff, and Cameron's wearing like an actual cow.
Yeah.
I have a pair of Super Vogs that are over 20 years old.
Almost as old as Lorwyn. Back to the subject.
Anyways, we're going to talk about Magic the Gathering at some point.
But anyhow,
brilliantly machined pivot.
Thank you. But basically, if you had not played the original Lorwyn, I don't think that's unreasonable. Were you playing at the time of original Lorwyn? No, this is so.
Yeah. I was looking with contempt upon Magic the Gathering players.
And that's fair. Lorwyn was actually kind of a weird low point in Magic. Like,
really?
Oh, yeah. Attendance and sales, very low. And it was the first set where they dropped Planeswalkers, which is like the Planeswalker card type and the tribal card type, actually.
Which is now Kindred.
Kindred, that's right, yeah. Which ended up being kind of like a weird... We don't know what we were doing there or whatever. But Planeswalkers, much easier to understand and have stayed with the game. Kindred still, they've made a few more Kindred cards.
Kindred was a big deal in Bloomborough mechanically.
Right.
Maybe not a big deal.
No, I'm not sure that's true. Are there Kindred cards in Bloomborough?
Yeah.
I think there might be some not in the main set though, right? You
get cards that count.
Right, like cards that care about creature types.
Yeah, yeah.
And Kindred or the original tribal enchantments and sorceries and stuff were part of that because it was a way for your like tutor for a goblin card to go find a spell.
Yeah, it was a kindred instant or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, as like a subtype.
Exactly. You got these creature types on your non-creature cards, and then that just ended up not being a very big part of the game. It turns out.
Like my impression of Lorwyn as somebody who wasn't around it was that Lorwyn was an unpopular set mechanically, and play-wise, but fondly regarded for its world building and art.
For sure.
I mean, I could say that about pretty much every original Magic plane, that, the world building and art is great, but sometimes the mechanics and gameplay isn't as fun.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was the first set that had Planeswalkers. Like the original 5 Planeswalkers came out in the set Lorwyn in October of 2007.
So we're definitely going to see them on the bonus sheet then.
Yeah, probably, honestly. But also, I just wanted to say
Garruk
that
Alive.
If you... But if you looked down, if you are old enough to have been playing, but you looked down on Magic in fall of 2007, it's like, I think a lot of people were like, oh, they jumped the shark. Like, people say that about Magic regularly, but the first time Planeswalkers came to Magic cards, really good example of like when it's an appropriate time to be like, well, they've broken the whatever it is, floor on this for how low they can stoop, or they've wrecked the game entirely. They've destroyed Magic and there's no coming back from this. They've jumped the shark, and whatever you want to say, it's like, that's one of the moments when if you were going to say that, you probably would, or you probably did.
Well, we're going back to Lorwyn finally. So there are some story implications that, like in the original Lorwyn, Uno was trying to control the eclipse. That would keep Lorwyn and Shadowmoor divided. This is just me paraphrasing what Wizards have put out. We'll get into the Lorwyn lore, I think, in much more detail as that comes out. But now Una's not around anymore, and so we're seeing the dual nature of the plane reflected sort of more simultaneously, I think, is kind of the gimmick of this set. It's called Lorwyn Eclipse. And James, you have a bunch of preview cards that they put out, but you could also go to the Magic subreddit and the Blue Sky to see them. But we'll talk about them here. Elemental incarnations are back. Do you remember like Grief and stuff like that?
Do I remember Grief? Have you played a Magic tournament in the past 10 years?
No, not my scene, really.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. No, you're good. I'm
feeling punchy today.
I know, but I'm not trying to punch at you. I'm trying to punch at Grief, so it's clear. It's just, that's right, you got me. It's like, do I remember getting griefed in a game? What? Yes.
Anyhow, we have some more elemental incarnations coming back, and including a white-black, the return of hybrid mana. Was this the first place we saw hybrid mana?
No, we saw hybrid mana on Ravnica first, but they kind of expanded it in the Shadowmoor and Eventide sets and like pushed it to places we hadn't seen before. Like there's a bunch of cards basically on the first Lorwyn block that are like the best for devotion decks, like in Commander or whatever, that still get played. Like 3 black and white pips or 5 green and blue pips. Yeah.
But let's read what this card does. Emptiness is a 3/5 elemental incarnation for 4, and then Orzhov hybrid mana, 4 and 2 Orzhov of your choice. When this creature enters, if white was spent to cast it, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Mwah. When this creature enters, if black was spent to cast it, put 3 -1/-1 counters on up to 1 target creature. Amazing. And it's got Evoke, which is a returning mechanic for 1 white-black, or for 2 white-black hybrid mana. That is pretty spicy, because then you can evoke it for whatever mode you wish. I mean, you're kind of really pricing yourself into the double cost on the evoke, otherwise it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to evoking this for white-black.
And
sure,
throwing it in the bin.
I got a 3/5.
Yep.
I'll sacrifice it.
Yeah.
Oops! Like, oh my god!
Like
arena shuffle. Yeah, arena auto tapper has the opportunity to do the funniest thing.
Like
so many times.
I'm going to be posting a photo of my keyboard with an actual cartoon bite out of it. Right, like as auto tapper is like, right, white black. Your card is now in the graveyard.
Good job.
I'm just like,
so obviously, like the way you want to do it and the way it'll work on paper every time is you either 3/-1/1 counters for black, which is great. That's even better than -3/-3 until end of turn because it can affect a big thing.
Well, and also it gets around things that say indestructible.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, or white for the classic unearth effect. A creature only, not non-land permanent or anything, but still 3 mana value 3. Oftentimes we're coping with mana value 2 or whatever for these effects. So
it's like a
3.
mini Sun Titan.
Yeah, and then if you want to instead cast it for 6, you can get both if you're in white and black.
If you can afford it, you can get the value. The rich get richer.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not just counting the Orzhov mana pips when you cast it. It's like just cares about what you pay.
But you could have 4 wastes, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you tap 2 soul rings and then 2 planes, you only get a creature back. But if you can spend black, white.
I don't know. I think if you're tapping 2 soul rings and 2 planes and getting a creature back, you're doing okay.
Yeah. You're probably happy with that
and
plan
not
too.
playing commander.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
You
whatever
could
kitchen
sculpting
table
steal
you're
your
at.
soul ring.
Oh yes, you could sculpting steal your. Okay, so if one sculpted steals, we are.
Sorry.
God,
Just theory
17 minutes in, we've talked about one card.
Well, no, let's keep talking about it though, because we talked about hybrid mana before, and this is a thing. This checking how you cast your hybrid mana exactly that came in with the original hybrid cards in Ravnica, but you usually had to pick one or the other, I think. Or no, it was just a one-colored card would have, there's a name for it, enhanced effect. I think it was like enhanced mana spending. Like there was like a Gruul Berserker, I remember, that like cost screen, but if you spend red, it gets haste. And then in Shadowmoor, they had these as well, but I think they usually put them on 4 or more greater mana. And so it was the same thing. Like if you spent white, you get this effect. If you spent blue, you get this effect. If you spent both, you get both.
Very cool.
James. Now I'm just completely preoccupied with the idea of how you could get absolutely no value out of this in the most entertaining way possible. Like, I don't know, like entomb it.
Sure.
And then reanimate for like no value whatsoever.
Yeah. At least it doesn't sacrifice itself. It's not like, I think about doing that, and every now and then you end up doing that with like the Titans from Theros, right? Like, you've got your Uro and you're like, well, my game plan is I can unearth Uro, but I guess that's what I'm doing, because then I trade my unearth for another card and 3 life and maybe even a land into play. Like, well, this looks dumb. I'm going to do it, Can we talk about the set symbol?
I love it.
Do you love it? I definitely don't hate it.
Yeah,
it's a sun and a moon.
It's very elegant.
The only thing I'm a little worried about was when I first saw the card come up, I was like, wait a second, is this card only on Magic Online? Because it looks a lot like the Magic Online logo.
The O of Online.
But it is different, and I'm sure if I have one in paper in front of me, I'll be able to tell the difference too.
Yeah. James, please show us more cards that you are able to.
Is this only playable in Turkey?
Figure of Fable.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this great Omar Ryan art, too.
Yeah.
This creature, and we all are familiar with Figure of Destiny. So here's Figure of Fable, which it looks like it has visual references to the Figure of Destiny on the back there, right?
Obvious callback,
Yeah. So,
this time in green-white instead of red-white.
Yeah. It's a 1/1 for 1 green-white hybrid mana. For one of those, this creature becomes a Kithkin Scout with base power, toughness 2 or 3. Sounds familiar. 1 generic and 2 green-white hybrid. If this creature is a scout, it becomes a Kithkin Soldier with base power and toughness 4 or 5. Yep.
Nice. Okay.
And for 3 generic mana and 3 hybrid green blue or green white pips, if this creature is a soldier, it becomes a Kithkin Avatar with base power and toughness 7/8 and protection from each of your opponents.
Nice.
Woof.
So protection from your opponents means your opponents can't block it. Damage it, equip or attach to it, block it, or target it. Right? So,
but you can still be forced to sacrifice it.
You can still be forced to sacrifice it, but like 7/8 unblockable, right? Is that how that? I'm sorry. Just the protection ability. They do weird protection abilities here and there, and so I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding it correctly. Like, it's creatures that block other creatures, but players choose to make blocks, but you don't block with the player. So I think maybe it's not unblockable. You just can't target it or damage it or equip things to it.
Yeah, Merfolk, the Nemesis.
Right. That one is... Well, no, that one's not blockable. Is that the same thing? Is it
was protection from opponents and permanents they control, right?
Can we... Sorry, let's check that, actually. Maybe it is just the same as True Name Nemesis, and it is unblockable.
Here.
Yeah, is it just 7-power True Name Nemesis? Holy moly.
I mean, I assume that people are going absolutely feral in our comments while we're discussing
Yes,
this.
we're figuring it out live, team.
Yeah, this is Friday afternoon when we're recording.
TNN just says the chosen player. Okay, so yeah, so I was right the first time. Can't block. All right?
But it can't be blocked, it can't be targeted.
Can't be damaged.
But you
can still Wrath of God or
or Force
Innocent Blood or
whatever the black thing.
Yeah,
if they only have one crit. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and if we ignore the fact that you had to pump 10 mana into it.
Right.
This is a 1 mana, 7/8, unblockable.
Do you want to show off how far we've come in those 18 years? This card, by the way, I want to give my impressions like, okay. Like, I'm not like crazy impressed by it. Obviously, like getting the third ability online, that's a scary threat. But like in terms of your options, World of Cosmic Grand Zenith and Ouroboros or whatever, like in those colors. Like it's like, maybe there might be a deck for this thing. Yeah. Can we bring up Figure of Destiny to show up off how far we've come? Thank you, James. So the same base stats. Kithkin for 1 white. Then for only 1 mana, you get a 2/2, which doesn't seem like much, but is way smaller than a 2/3.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
It looks the same, but it's not. Then for 3 all colored pips, because this card looks so cool, right? They didn't put any generic symbols on it at all. Mm-hmm. It just becomes a 4/4 instead of a 4/5. Those two are actually closer, but the new one is easier to do.
Yes.
A 4/4 is close to as big as a 4/5. The gap between a 4/5 and a 4/4, I think, is a lot closer
than a 2/3 and a 2/2.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just a Magic context thing. I don't know if everyone agrees.
I feel like we're dealing with cardinalities of infinity at this point.
Sure.
Right.
Once it's at 4, it's like I don't care as much anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this is the real kicker. Like 8/8 flying first strike. Sure, that isn't as good as 7/8 protection from your whole deck, but it costs 6 of the white pips or red pips, which that is.
It's got to be all white and red mana.
Way more expensive than 3 generic and 3 hybrid.
Yeah. Because even in a commander deck, it can be difficult to get that 6th thing off right away, because you do a lot of colorless acceleration.
Your Thran Dynamos and your Soul Rings aren't
doing it.
Accessible. So what I think we can say is that Figure of Fable is strictly superior to Figure of Destiny.
Yes.
Take all of your Figures of Destiny and eat them.
In a nice salad.
They will be worthless by the time this card is printed.
James, what else do we got? Deceit. Here's our blue-black elemental incarnation. It's same casting cost, 4 generic and 2, this time Dimir hybrid mana, for a 5/5. And when this creature enters, if blue-blue was spent to cast it, return up to one other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. When this creature enters, if black-black was spent to cast it, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. I don't like this one as much as the...
No?
Yeah, where's the
white-black one?
I like this
Where's the each?
And it's got Evoke for 2 hybrid mana, blue and black. I don't know. I just feel like bouncing something and getting something back to the graveyard are essentially like changing the mathematics of the board in ways that are more related to their colors. But I do think that I would have liked to see...
This can remove anything off the board. It just says target non-land permanent.
Okay.
You can bounce their Paradox engine with this or whatever.
The O-ring
Planeswalker
that's locking down your thing that's going to kill them.
Yeah.
Well, it would still have summoning sickness if you did that. But
Boomerang is a hell of a drug. You can target your own stuff too.
Okay, I guess Flash. I'm just like more uninterested in the black part than the 3/3.
It's Thoughtseize for 1 more mana. The effect is Distress actually from Kamigawa. But
I think Distress is a little less exciting than 3 -1 counters. That's really powerful.
I mean, whatever you're targeting with the -1/-1 counters, they had to spend mana on, whereas whatever you're targeting with the Distress, they didn't. So like that's the deal with hand attack, right? Like you have to have a plan that's sculpted around the fact that you actually are losing tempo every time you take a card out of your opponent's hand. Because you pay to do that.
Exactly. That's why I'm not as keen on hand attack.
Sure.
I would rather just do an honest trade. But sometimes hand attack is really handy. And also what I really like is that I will probably evoke this for the blue mode more than once. And just getting free hand attack stapled on is moi, right? Like if I'm casting this anyhow and getting that hand attack as well as it comes down, that's really nice. And it's a non-land card. Like it's not a creature card or an instant or a sorcery. It's basically whatever. So they've, brought off as many of the restrictions as possible, which is nice.
We might as well talk about the sort of elephant in the room with this round of elemental incarnations. We haven't mentioned yet since we're
because I didn't think of it. What is it?
Well, we're discussing like wish it had flash or wish it said each. If we're gonna if we're gonna critique these new round of mythic incarnations, it's that they don't get scammed. Like they're scam proof. You can you can evoke this for 2 blue and bounce their thing. And then while the creature's in play, before you've sacrificed it, you can target it with Ephemerate or Feign Death or whatever it is, any way to get it to leave and then come back and then stay, right? So that you pay homage to the evoke trigger, but you don't actually plan on losing out on your 5/5. But on this round of elemental incarnations, you aren't getting your trigger.
Yeah, they don't have an ETB.
They don't have a regular ETB.
You have to pay for it.
Their ETBs are only conditional. Sorry, microphone. They're only conditional on having cast it from your hand and spent mana.
Perhaps other people also remember grief.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps there was a whole Pro Tour top 8 that was based around casting your opponent's 8 drops with your 2 black shadow creature.
Yeah.
And your
fixed elemental incarnations. They seem fine.
I like them.
Yeah. No, these cards are going to be great and limited, obviously. They're still bombs. They're still big creatures that do things. And they might have a house in Standard at some point. If you need the thing about this kind of card is that you can replace spots that usually go to instants and sorceries with a card that is also a closer.
Yeah, I feel that this one is way less evoke-centric than Emptiness was.
Sure.
Like this, you flop it on 6.
Right.
Get both triggers, and you have significantly ruined your opponent's day.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is one to watch out for then if the decks that end up wanting to play it are just jamming 4 because it's you want to know that you have one on 6 after you've spent the first 2 bouncing their things so you don't die. Because you're there to get the value on both the triggers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like dropping a 5/5 and getting the bounce, and then if need be, making your opponent discard whatever you just bounced.
Yeah,
right. That's probably a fine way to spend turn 6.
Yeah, good catch. Noticing that you do the blue trigger first.
Yeah,
right. Top left to bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not super efficient, but it's you have taken an opponent's threat and put it in their graveyard.
Mm-hmm. 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 You could do that. I mean, I don't know, a 5/5 where you get to kill something in a very roundabout way also works.
Actually, wait,
5/5 for 6?
Am I reading that? Am I doing that judge call wrong too? We have these 2 abilities.
We
put them on the stack in the opposite order.
Yeah,
so you actually are
Philo.
Oh,
you're
you
actually
can't
cooked.
do that.
Sorry, because you. Well, I mean, we did say it right. You do read from top left to bottom right.
Right.
But what you do is, if you spent 2 blue, target a non-land permanent first, and then if you spent 2 black, get something out of their hand.
Right.
And so
I am in fact cooked on this.
I'm glad we walked through it though.
Yeah.
Holy, the chat's going to be so many people writing out comments and then deleting them.
It's okay. This is Friday afternoon.
They don't delete them. They just put in another comment.
Keep putting in those comments.
Yeah, keep putting them in.
That's how the robots reward you nowadays. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Everything's broken. Everything's miserable. Just keep putting stuff in the comments.
Lorwyn.
Lorwyn, everything's broken. Everything's miserable. Just ask this weird crab abomination.
Yeah, Deceit is not looking great. I wouldn't eat it.
Guy.
I wouldn't eat it.
Yeah,
I like he's a crab.
I'd run away from
he's a crab anglerfish thing.
Eel thing with tentacles at the end. He's everything that you don't want to see when you put your head underwater.
Right.
Right.
It's like, is it safe? No.
No. Don't want to be there.
It's
and it followed me onto land.
Is that he's actually very small, so he just wraps around the back of your ankle.
Yeah.
Now we just
this thing. Speaking of last week, I said Fleam looked like something that swam up your pee hole. This if you imagine it as being very, very small, in fact, that is why it has 5 power.
Next card.
I got one more card because we're recording this so quickly after the panel ended. There isn't actually cards to be able to easily drag into our system, so we'll do one more, and then we'll obviously talk about more of these cards closer to when they're actually coming out.
Yes.
So, but we'll hit it or close it out here with the headliner. Bam.
Bitter Bloom Bearer.
Nice.
I reposted your thing on Blue Sky, which was something like, of course, the edible Bitter Blossom goes in Aristocrats, you numpties, or whatever you said.
Goons, I think I said. Goons. Yeah, bringing back Rebecca Gay to do the artwork on the serialized Bitter Bloom Bearer.
It's so pretty.
If you open one of these, please send it to me for free. I would probably sleeve it up and never play it. As I do with all cards. Yeah.
Can I just shout out that there's some really great flavor text on the non-serialized version of this card. Petals burst in evening hours with flitting things so fickle and sour. Woo! Mwah.
Yeah.
And for our audio listeners, it's black for a 1/1 creature fairy rogue with flash and flying, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying.
It's Bitter Blossom on a stick.
Yeah, it's Bitter Blossom that attacks.
When has a 2-drop black creature that's 1/1 with flash ever been a problem?
I mean, the thing is, like, making your Bitter Blossom into a creature is actually not good.
No, it can die.
Like, it is good in the sense that, like, hopefully,
you get a second Bitter Blossom.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have a second Bitter Blossom. That's exciting for sure.
But Bitter Blossom was good because you could wrath it and then rebuild really quickly.
Yeah, the thing about Bitter Blossom is that, like, it makes all these creatures and it itself isn't a creature. Mm-hmm. But that's not. I'm not trying to shit on this card necessarily.
No.
Like,
I think it goes into Aristocrats because when Bitter Blossom becomes a problem, you can simply eat it.
Yeah,
right. You feed it to your Falconwrath Aristocrat or your goat-eating guy from Theros.
Yeah. And there are actually games where, like, you can plan to, like, the main problem. The reason why I said it's not good is that, like, the best answer to Bitter Blossom is just like a sweeper anyway. Like, already you want your opponent to get some fairies on the board and then play your Wrath of God, and now that play just answers this card as well. But on the other hand, like, sometimes you have games where actually you're going to die to your own Bitter Blossom, and this thing helps you dodge that by being sacrificable to your stuff that sacrifices creatures or just by blocking.
Yeah.
So
that's
cool.
I don't know. I think it's a fun and cool card that will make me happy.
Yeah.
And I like things that make me happy.
I like this card too. It's interesting thinking about whether or not they would have had a conversation back in like 2005 or whatever, whenever they were developing Lorwyn, before its eventual release or this card came in Morningtide. So it was like, it might've been January 2008, something like that. So yeah, 17 years or whatever have passed. I wonder if the developers would have been like, no, we can't make the enchantment a creature too. That's way too busted. It's already only 2 mana and attacking a bunch. And then but in hindsight, it's like, well, wait, isn't it better if it's an enchantment? Then the Wrath of God doesn't blow it up, right? Like, you know, and now they're like, well, yeah, obviously time has passed and like Bitter Blossom isn't even really a scary problem, you know?
Yeah, people just kind of look at me when I play it now.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, it's in a commander deck.
It's like, you know, Bitter Blossom is this card that's like, you know, will always have a special place in our hearts, and like a Baneslayer Angel kind of. Bitter Blossom's kind of like that. Where it's like, yeah, of course, you still don't want to get hit by it, but like, is it the best thing you could be playing for what you're trying to do? Probably not.
Yeah, Baneslayer Angel would be printed at Uncommon now.
Right, yeah. It's like, sure, Baneslayer Angel, yeah, if you've been like countering all their spells and then you flop it and then like you know, play a Gideon to make them attack into it, or you like just wait and then hit them. It's like, yeah, it still works if the rest of your plan worked, but it's not like what people are doing to do that. They're being the most cutthroat.
Sorry, we're 35 minutes in and we're on the first of 7 sets.
Oh, my bad.
So I'm just going to cut in and say quickly, one of the other cool reveals that they had was that they're reprinting all of the Shocklands.
Okay.
Or some of so they're reprinting the Allied colored shocks, Hallowed Fountain, Blood Crypt, Temple Garden, Steam Vents, Overgrown Tomb. Those are the Allied color ones. I can never remember what the difference between ally and enemy colors is. Yep. And they have a really cool treatment. They have their duels So they don't have a back. They're just one side's Lorwyn, the other side's Shadowmoor.
Aw.
Oh, that's super. Like I've got the arts up here. We'll have more previews for it, but you can go to the Magic Blue Sky account and see it. But yeah, one is daytime and one is nighttime.
So
it's
currently
cool.
in Standard, we have like 3 Shocklands from Edge of Eternity's Light. We have Breeding Pool and Stomping Ground and Godless Shrine.
Yes.
So we have 3 of the enemy shocks, and then we're getting all of the allied ones next year. So they have like room to like print a couple more Shocklands and some random other set.
Yeah, we'll get Steam Vents and
do we have black white? Do we have black green?
Yeah, we need Forge. We need the Boros one.
Sacred Foundry. Okay,
Sacred Foundry. Yeah. Yeah, we need the 2 red ones. Red players in ruins right now.
Yeah, so they're going to do, what they've said is there's going to be collector's boosties, obviously. There's going to be play boosters. There's 2 commander decks, it looks like, Dance of the Elements and Blight Curse. Dance of the Elements, 5 colors, by the way.
Great.
Blight Curse is everybody's favorite color combo, Jund. And they're also going to be doing something called Draft Night, which is basically what you need to run a pick 2 draft in one box.
Okay, interesting.
Sticking with the pick packs or something. Oh yeah,
sticking with pick 2 for a bit longer. I mean,
it seems like not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't. Controversial opinion. I don't hate pick 2. It's way easier to get 4 people together than it is 8.
Maybe, yeah, we've had a whole bit about this in Friday nights for years.
Yeah,
right. Maybe this is, and like I don't know why this didn't occur to me earlier, but this is probably part of the continued push to try to get commander players to draft. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I guess I've just I lost the plot that Commander Legends Baldur's Gate didn't solve that problem for them, but yeah, you have a 4-player designed draft format that's incredibly fast. It's not that much slower than just 4 friends sitting around to split opening a box of booster packs. Exactly. Just because they're looking for rare legends.
You get 3 pick 2 drafts out of 1 booster box.
Right. So, and you can do that as a way to play with your new cards.
No, you don't.
I thought it was. Isn't it 12 packs?
Booster boxes are 30 now, I believe.
Oh, when did that happen?
Return with a V to 36-pack booster boxes.
Also,
I'm going to become a statue avatar guy for 36-pack booster boxes.
Nice.
Related news, not really to Magic, but to Dungeons & Dragons, something I personally love. There's going to be a new D&D supplement, Lorwyn First Light, with a new playable species of the Rhymekin, which is like a frost elemental.
Oh, cool.
And a full bestiary of monsters from the plane, which is really cool. So Check that out. Also, moving on to our next, that will be our first standard set of the year. We are in January.
Dear God.
Okay.
All right, but then this is something everybody is so excited about. I am super excited. We're going back to Strixhaven, baby!
Yeah, okay.
Yay!
Everyone loves Strixhaven.
Yay!
That's probably going to be a standard set.
Yes, that is a standard set.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the greatest. We're going back to the greatest school in the multiverse, Strixhaven University. Boo! Everybody knows it's Kapitsa Dirac in the 6th district of Ravnica. No, I'm joking. I made that one up.
Awesome.
Those are 2 real scientists, by the way.
Nice.
Kapitsa and Dirac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul Dirac was known for being extremely taciturn.
Oh, really?
His friends joked that 1 Dirac was a measure of time, which was words per second. 1 word per, I think, 10 seconds.
Okay. That's a Dirac.
Yeah.
Amazing. I didn't know that about him. I just thought he had a last name that sounded schoolish. But we're going back to Strixhaven, and I'm really excited. We're going to get, and now they've also told us a little bit about the plot, that you're going to be meeting 5 Strixhaven kids who are, we're going to see them on Lorwyn. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to come back in Strixhaven.
The time-honored tradition of introducing 5 people on Lorwyn.
Exactly, which I think is kind of great. So we don't really know anything about them yet. There's some key art of them. But I really want to talk about something that's really exciting. How many times in the past year have we said, boy, this Magic story is great, but I really wish there would be a little bit more space for it to breathe and develop the world. And what we liked so much about the EOE story is that I think Seth Dickinson said, I know you've given me a word count, and I'm going over it because it's important that we build these characters and show them actually coming to the decisions that make them act the way they do. So everybody seems logical and not just okay, now plot demands go here.
I believe we've said that several times, Kathleen. Why do you bring it up now?
Well, what did we keep saying that would probably solve that problem a lot?
I think we was it a bovel?
Close.
A nook?
What if we combine those two? A bovel nook. No. A novel book. That's right.
Oh.
We're getting a magic book. It's the first time since the War of the Spark book, which we all know did not quite.
Everyone's favorite magic book.
Extremely loud, incorrect buzzer.
The point being, magic books have been the magic story. I think hit an absolute nadir for a while, and they've been really trying to bring it back. And one of the things that they've been working on for a while is that there is a magic book. It's called Strixhaven: Omens of Chaos, and it's a YA novel. And they've gotten Shannon Maguire, who has written some of the best magic story and who's won like a buttload of Hugos. So they got the top name author to write the book. And I want to say, I've just got Shannon's Blue Sky profile up here. How can we encourage Magic the Gathering to keep making books? Well, pre-order the book. You can find all sorts of links to it online. But as Shannon explains, the economics of books aren't quite the same as the economics of card sets. They cost less, but involve more dedicated work by one person, which means in most cases they take longer, which means it costs a lot more money. A book represents a major leap of faith for a franchise like Magic, because they do have to put the resources into, developing this and getting it out the door. So the single best thing you can do for magic fiction right now, even if you don't read YA, don't like Arcavios, or personally hate me as a writer, is pre-ordering this book. It sends a message, a very clear one, that is unlikely to be ignored. People say they want magic novels back, that they want the web fiction, which is free, to coexist with paid, longer works that have stricter editorial schedule and require Wizards to lock down a single author for long periods of time. We get that by proving we're willing to pay for it. And because it's a book, do you know what it costs less than?
A booster box?
A collector's booster.
Okay, There you go.
Right? You can get a whole magic book for less than the cost of a collector's booster. So that's pretty cool. I am going to be definitely ordering a copy because I want to put my money where my mouth is. Also, if you're running Magic the Gathering, if you want to run any kind of Strixhaven Dungeons and Dragons novel or something like this, all of this it'll be packed full of pure world building goodness and facts that you need to use. And what I really like is I'm really excited about this because I think Shannon's world building is really good. I really love what she did with the Duskborn story and how the house was so creepy and weird, and the effects of Tyvar and Zimone traveling through. So I'm super excited to read this. I'm really excited. I know a lot of people who care about Magic Story have been posting about this today, but I encourage everyone to go check it out so we can keep getting Magic Story. I don't think Shannon Maguire is going to write any of them, but if this is a success, why can't we have Seth Dickinson write some sort of thing, like a longer book set in the EOE universe?
That would be awesome.
I would read that in a heartbeat.
Support your local independent bookstore.
Exactly. Don't order it from Amazon. Well, I mean, if that's the only way you can.
Yeah.
But
support your local independent bookstore if it exists.
Yes.
Sure.
So also you get a Command Tower promo.
Ooh, you even get a magic card.
Oh, with...
We're going back to the arena days.
Yeah, you got a...
Get your Sewers of Estark and Mana Crypt.
And it's got a quote from Kasmina on it.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we find out a little bit more about Kasmina. I know nothing about this novel.
Kasmina from War of the Spark. Right?
It's all coming together.
I wanted to talk about that. One of the interesting things, though, is that then after... between Secrets of Strixhaven and Lorwyn Eclipse, and I kind of glazed over because there's nothing to say. There's a to-be-announced Universes Beyond set, so that'll be the first Universes Beyond set of the year.
I'm willing to put $5 on Universes Beyond NFL.
Okay, I wanted to guess Universes Beyond Marvel's X-Men.
Probably not, because the announcement's coming at Comic-Con, so it's probably going to be something comic-y related, but it could be last time. It might not be Marvel because there's Marvel stuff in here, and last time they also did the Avatar announcement at Comic-Con, so we don't know what that is.
It could be
SpongeBob SquarePants full set.
Yeah, exactly.
Transformers full set could also be a thing.
If it's coming at Comic-Con, perhaps it is Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
I would
full
actually
set of 400 cards.
Fully offended that I did not get asked to write creative text for that.
Look, Jonan's been real busy lately.
Look at me! I'm old and I still wear black all the time. I'm clearly the target. I clearly am the person who needs to. I actually hid the Johnny the Homicidal Maniac comics because Penelope's too young to read them, and she's read a lot of other stuff.
I've got a piece of artwork on my wall, actually.
Nice.
An original?
Yeah, print.
Oh, amazing. So anyhow, Secrets of Strixhaven is coming out April 2026, and the Johnny the Homicidal Maniac set it was coming out somewhere, we were guessing in February or March, which is a very tight turnaround,
right? Okay,
which will be a theme for the rest.
So by
of this
April
discussion.
26th,
there'll be there'll be three sets
from that year.
That's a lot of Magic.
It isn't a. This is a.
What are you going to do with your Travis Kelce rookie card, Magic card?
Can't decide whether I want to get our PPR contract continued or not.
I mean,
please do. We want.
I guess we probably want it.
Squee has protection from heroes, so.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah.
Protection from heroes and villains.
Yes. Anyhow, because I'm not talking about Magic Squee, I'm talking about Johnny the Homicidal Maniac Squee, remember?
Distinct character, yeah.
Distinct character.
Yeah, named because it was the only noise he was really capable of making.
Yes. Isn't covert ideas, they come together. Anyhow, then we get a restful 2-month span.
Okay.
Before we got Marvel Superheroes.
Okay.
Calling all Marvel fans, says the official multiverse, official Wizards website. We're assembling Earth's mightiest heroes and beyond for a Magic the Gathering Superheroes. And there's going to have Magic the Gathering Superheroes, and it's going to have villains. And so they've put out cool art of Black Panther and She-Hulk and Captain America punching. That looks like, is that Hydro Bob? There's Iron Man everywhere. There's Killmonger. I'm desperately scrubbing through these images and being like, I've played Marvel Snap. I know what these characters do.
Nice.
MODOK makes you discard your hand, but
it's true. But he's got 8 power.
He's a
machine designed only for hand attack.
Yeah. The point being, there's a Marvel superhero set coming out, and that's happening in. There's some nice art of Squirrel Girl. There's a nice. You know what? I started reading Marvel comics because a friend of mine is really into comic, especially. But I've been reading Moon Knight, and so every time I see one of these Marvel announcements, I'm like, ooh, and I don't say Moon Knight, and I'm like, it's the one thing I know about. That's not true. I know about other Marvel stuff, but it's exciting. But I think the UB of the year that everybody is most excited about is that we got another 2-month break. Everybody liked Lord of the Rings, so why not Magic the Gathering The Hobbit?
Hey, it works for New Line Cinema. So we get a nice 4-month break, and then Hobbit hits.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm actually down for it. I really liked the flavor of the first Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings books were bangers. I could read The Hobbit to Penelope as like a thing.
I think The Hobbit is actually a better book, although as you kind of assuaded, the movies for the Lord of the Rings were a lot better than the movies for The Hobbit.
Yeah, the Hobbit films were...
Honestly, there probably is a cut of those 3 Hobbit movies where you get a 90-minute movie that's a banger.
Yeah.
That's probably possible.
Probably.
Because all individual scenes from those Hobbit movies
you know how to edit
good.
Now. You could make this cut.
I could just make this cut.
You could do that. That could be your little...
Yeah, wanted to for my passion project.
Yep.
If I had
a watchable 90-minute
70
version.
spare hours that I wasn't doing anything else with and just wanted to make a watchable version of The Hobbit.
I think the first
there
Hobbit film...
There are worse things to contribute to the world.
The first Hobbit film was...
I'm usually editing them.
was the most fun I had in a theater, which is I went with the person I am now dating to see The Hobbit in 2010, and we just smuggled in piles of food.
Nice.
Very Hobbit-like.
We went and got wheels of cheese and dried fruit
nice.
and went and bought pastries and loaves of fruit bread.
Yeah, your backpacks were a war crime against the terms of service of that theater. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It was great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, that sounds great. You know what? I look forward to eating and playing Magic cards at the same time.
I like the idea that you smuggle in snacks to the theater and then also stop and get popcorn. If you're just I've got way more food in my bag, but I'm not trying to be a dick here.
Popcorn,
I'm still going to get a drink from you guys.
Yeah, we're doing the Hobbit thing.
Before I get my 4-course meal out of my camping backpack that I brought.
All right. So then now we're getting into sets where we have no information, so we're going to move through the next ones pretty quick.
Whoa. We know there's going to be a Bilbo next September.
That's true, but can I talk a little bit about the final, because there's only 3 mainline Magic sets for the year. That's right, 4 of them are UB. So Hobbit, Marvel, ? And the last one, which we'll get to. But the final Magic set of the year is going to be something called Reality Fracture. That sounds bad.
Yeah, I was using that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that is according to Roy, who was talking at Roy Graham and Mark Rosewater, who were talking for the presentation. This is the conclusion of this years-long story arc that we've been going on, where Jace goes on his villain arc, where it started after Mom, where he's like, no, I can rebuild it, I can fix it, I can make the universe better. And then he started doing like absolutely insane things. And so now we're ending up on a set called Reality Fracture, which sounds cool.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I guess the AI apocalypse is here. The post where it's like, due to AI, you need to get used to the idea that every year for the rest of your life will have fewer people agreeing with you on what basic reality is.
Right.
Well, I think AI is going to run out of money pretty quick, though.
Oh, it's going to be so good. What do you think is going to be the feature that you didn't anticipate will stop working when AI collapses? I figure it's going to be spell check. We're going to find out that all spell check for the last 18 months has been done by AI.
Certainly the spell check inside of my email was being done by AI that I didn't ask for a while.
Okay, for some reason...
predictive text or whatever, which maybe is different from
I turned it off. I don't know. For some reason, my computer cannot spell the word there. THEIR. No matter which way I spell it, it gets it wrong.
I love when my auto spell check makes me look illiterate.
Yeah, and you're like, this is correct. Yeah. I don't want to put WE'. I don't want to say weir. I'm saying were.
Yeah.
That's also a word.
Or well and wheel. It's like no matter what you do, it's like it gets it wrong, and then you go back and put the apostrophe in, and then it takes it out when you like move your cursor.
Oh, I ignore it because I'm like, I know. I don't want to say they were bad. They were bad.
Yeah. No, this is just making me look like an idiot.
Yeah.
In a wholly different way than I usually look like an idiot for saying things.
Yeah. So to recap, this is the storyline that had Jace stealing loot and then going through like the omen paths and stuff like that and running around. We saw him show up in Duskmorn briefly. And then basically the last time we saw was in the story for Tarkir Dragonstorm, where Narset and Elspeth witnessed Jace conducting a ritual that went awry, consuming both Jace and the meditation realm.
Yeah.
I guess the meditation realm is also where Nicol Bolas has been hanging out, so that's probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? We just stuffed him in there and,
I'm super excited.
That was me dusting my hands for audio listeners.
Do a bunch of us believe from the events of Tarkir that Jace died then? I am not caught up on lore. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I assume what happened is Jace looked at the universe and said, I can fix it, and the multiverse looked at Jace and said, I can make him worse.
Nice.
Yes. I mean, making it worse is pretty cool.
I want to say, though, Reality Fracture sounds like a standard set.
Reality Fracture is a standard set, and I'm really excited to see where it goes and how they conclude this arc, which also means that probably whatever mayhem Tezzeret is up to is only tangentially related, and possibly that means we get to see more weird stuff in the future.
Sure.
I would love it if Tezzeret was like, save the day from Jace.
Oh, yeah.
That won't make his head big at all.
Yeah. It's the only part of him that's still organic.
That's true. I love Tezzeret. He's such a good character.
Yeah.
Like that. This is Tezzeret right now.
Yeah.
I'm a golden... No, I'm an Ethereum god. I have a dark steel god. I'm a dark steel god. Everything's going right. Ooh, fun. Tezzeret's great. He's living his best life, and he's sitting on a spaceship, and he might even say things like, make it so.
Ooh.
Because the last set of the year is a UB. It's Star Trek.
Oh, wow. Star Trek UB is happening.
Star Trek UB is happening. I worked on the creative text for the set.
Oh, good.
Nice. How many times did you make it so?
I don't know what I can talk about.
Okay.
I'm going to say that I can talk.
That is the correct answer.
So I'm going to say I can talk about nothing except that I was there.
Okay. Moonglove extract. Hot.
But I can say that I had a blast working on it. Awesome. And definitely got to do some bucket list writing things.
Oh, good.
Cool.
All right. So, yeah, Kathleen can't tell us anything more about this, but all you Trekkies or just people who are curious and
please know that my
Magic
credentials
cards
are legitimate. I can't wait to tell my dad about this.
One thing that I really appreciated about this is that all the likenesses of the actors were licensed to use on the card art.
They were.
Right? So you don't have Martok looking not like... and I assume that now it's entirely possible for me to assemble a deck that is only made up of cards played by Jeffrey Combs.
I have no comment.
There's going to be 75 commanders that are played by Jeffrey Combs.
I will say that if they showed a couple of pieces of art. It's a piece of Captain Kirk looking amazing. If I was William Shatner, I'd be like, where do I get the original from this? This is incredible.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, William Shatner was a pretty man.
Yeah,
he's
in the 60s.
Yeah, can I just say that earlier this year, I've watched some of the old Star Trek, which I hadn't watched since I was a kid, because literally one of my first and only good memories of childhood was watching Star Trek as a kid with my dad on like the original series on New Zealand TV. And so I went back and watched a bunch of the original series. God, it's so good! The pacing is very slow, but it rips. It's really
There's
good.
a bunch of badass scenes, though. Like, first season of Star Trek has like a bunch of iconic moments that look good still.
And I love like the original series because, like, you know, people have big emotions about things. Like, like it's very theatrical. People yell and are like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you!" And then like the lighting shifts. Like it's very impressionistic.
Yeah,
right? Like it's very theatrical.
It's different kind of television than they make today, but like it's genuine. I was like, this is way better than I remember it, right? Like I didn't like I enjoyed watching things with my dad, and I was just happy to do nice things when I was a kid. But like going back as an adult, I'm like, oh, this is good. I can see why it inspired all that fanfic.
All the visual sci-fi has kind of like since Star Trek like moved away from being happy about being in color. You know what I mean? Like, like original Star Trek is just like, there's like, it's just painted in like kind of a painterly style. Like, I know it's a TV show and it's special effects and everything, but like the choices they made and the lighting they used and like the palette of the show is just like prettier than a lot of the more expensive stuff.
I'm convinced that Red Alert exists
because they wanted to use red.
Yeah, they wanted to change the lighting of the sets.
I mean,
right?
Yeah,
it looks great. So that's cool, and it's coming out. There's a great card. They've just shown art for Chancellor Gowron, who looks exactly like Gowron.
Okay. Yeah, he's drawing a disruptor.
Or no, he's drawing it is a disruptor. I was going to say it's whatever that ceremonial knife is.
Yeah, it's not. Batleth is a sword, but the ceremonial knife with the two prongs.
The Cathis.
Yeah.
I knew this several months ago.
Yeah, it gives +1/+1 in first strike.
Right? Probably. Haste maybe attaches for free when it comes in.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Maybe it has flash. I don't know.
Also, people who could remember what those words are off the top of their head also worked on the set.
Yeah, Batleth gives you last strike and -1.
I'm looking forward to like Bilbo picking up the Batleth in Standard next year, right?
Yeah, crewing the USS Defiant with Bjorn from The Hobbit.
Yeah. And, you know, Jean Grey is there pumping everyone's stats or whatever.
Yep.
The point being, the final set of the year will be Star Trek. It's coming out in November 2026. Cool. So that is a busy year. And that's not all they announced. They're also coming out later this year. They have more Final Fantasy stuff. They're doing these things.
We're back to 2025.
For holiday release this year, there's going to be 4 scene boxes that showcase a scene from Final Fantasy 1, 7, 10, and 15. Dope. And they include scene cards, play boosters, and 6 art cards and display easels. So they're sort of like, you know, you get these cool cards, and then you also get some play boosters, and you get the art cards so you could look at the art. So it's like sort of like aimed at like the collector market just as much as the Magic playing market.
I just gave away my Aragorn Battle at Helm's Deep scene display box like a few weeks ago after I had it on a shelf in my living room for like a year.
And somebody was probably like sick.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So like, this is cool. They've got one for each of them, and they've got some like other, there's a game edition commander deck that comes with you get the original PC release of Final Fantasy VII and the Final Fantasy VII Limit Break commander deck, and a special promo printing of Cloud Midgar Mercenary.
Weird.
So that's kind of cool. And there's also
that's separate from the 4. There's 4 scene boxes.
Yes, and they're also re-releasing this commander deck that comes with just the game,
just Limit Break.
And then there's also something called the Chocobo bundle that contains 10 play boosters and a bunch of like alternate treatment stuff and like fancy Choco track frames. And there's new cards and all sorts of new Final Fantasy stuff coming out because people have been so excited about Final Fantasy and buying those things that they want to give people more opportunities to do so.
I can't believe Wizards did this to us.
How dare they?
Yeah. They also announced this because we've been talking for an hour, but they also announced at this the full 2026 calendar of the Magic Spotlight series. So Magic Spotlight Avatar Standard is going to be in Atlanta on January, Atlanta and Lyon in January. Eclipsed Limited is going to be in Toronto, Canada. Some sort of standard construction is coming out in March, so I guess that's when the unannounced UB set is going to be, March. Okay. And then they don't have a theme for it yet because that's the UB one. Standard constructed is going to be happening in May in London and Chiba, Japan. Marvel Superheroes Team Limited in Las Vegas and Brussels in June and July, respectively. Magic Spotlight The Hobbit is going to be modern constructed, probably because they want to include the original original Lord of the Rings release, so it has to be modern.
Okay.
Right. And that's going to be in Brisbane, Australia. Nice for Australia to get something. August 28th in Dallas, Texas. And Fracture Standard Construction will be in Hartford, Connecticut in October and Beijing in November.
China getting a Grand Prix. Nice. The Spotlight Series, if I'm remembering correctly, is like a big open tournament.
It's a big open tournament.
So it's like a Grand Prix from the old times.
For the grinders, this is essentially the Grand Prix of the old days.
Probably there's a bunch of side events as well. Maybe not an artist alley, though.
Probably not. This is more focused on playing Magic as opposed to the Magic Cons, which are a little bit of everything.
But probably you can show up and play a variety of forms of Magic, and also there's a big main event.
Yeah. Also, Pro Tours are happening. Pro Tour Lorwyn Eclipsed is January in Richmond, Virginia. Pro Tour Secrets of Strixhaven will be at MagicCon Las Vegas in May. Pro Tour Magic the Gathering Marvel Superheroes will be July 17th in Amsterdam. And at MagicCon Atlanta, the World Championship 32 will be running. And we don't know what the format for that is yet. But that's your Pro Tours and Spotlight Series for 2026. So if hopefully something's coming close to where you live.
Kudos for them to them for moving Las Vegas up into not July or June or August. May is still a bit easier. Pretty hot in Vegas, but it's not kill you immediately hot.
Well, so I was at Vegas this summer, and you were too, right, Nelson? Or did you skip
this
that
summer?
One? Yeah.
No, I haven't traveled to the United States this year.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Well, okay, I was in Vegas this summer, and I definitely saw CGB get heat stroke from just being outside.
Yeah,
because it was like 45 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, so. I've heard the thing about the heat in Vegas is that it's not so bad once you stop sweating.
Honestly, I didn't mind it, but I'm a lizard.
Fair enough.
I'm one of them Star Trek aliens, I guess.
I imagine death is not so bad. It's not good either. They can't really describe it with adjectives.
James,
what Gandalf said. You're just like
45 degrees Celsius isn't so bad if you're only out for like 15 minutes.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. You could I walked to the hotel room or from the hotel to the convention center, and people looked at me like I was a beast. I was insane, but I was like, it's fine. I don't want to spend money for an Uber. I'm wearing shorts.
Far. You could do it if it's only 15 minutes, sure.
I could have done it for longer, honestly.
Okay. Long sleeve white linen shirt and then linen trousers.
Right.
Yeah. Bring a bottle of water, drink it like on the way. Right. You know, you're fine.
Overall though, too many sets. Too many of them are UB. And I don't know. I feel tired and exhausted. But I am looking forward to Star Trek. I like Star Trek. I liked Hobbit. I like all of these like universes within sets.
I'm still going back to Lorwyn.
Yeah, I'm stoked about Lorwyn.
I generally find that people's reaction to the UB set is very, very proportional to how much they personally like the media property.
Okay, it was like,
I don't care about Doctor Who, and I don't particularly care, like, I'm aware of Spider-Man, but I would not say he's my favorite superhero. So I can just let these sets sort of like, I appreciate that some people are pumped for them, and I let them have their fun. But I'm also not trying to keep up with standard, really. So 7, this is a lot in standard.
I assume that Hobbit is going to be a standard set where it's like that summer's like, hey, get into Magic set, right? We'll probably have fairly like accessible mechanics. This is a lot. I find it very tiring to think about.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Like, I'm glad that they included this announcement, but. Yeah, it's worth reiterating. Like, I'll be happy to go back to fewer than 7 sets for standard in the following year. Seems
2026
smart.
They'll have 6, which I still think is a lot.
2027, you mean?
2027.
We're talking about 2026.
2027 they'll go back to 6.
Yeah,
I would much rather see. I mean,
I don't mind if they do 6, but one of them is just for modern or something. It feels like a bit less stuff to have to juggle if you're like, oh yeah, that set happened, but I kind of forgot about it because it's not part of my like trying to stay on top of what deck building is for that that format.
Yeah, it just creates a lot of churn for Standard, I think.
Because like all the sets go into Modern, but only the Modern directed sets, don't go into Standard. So then it's like, you don't have to think extra about the sets that are only in Modern.
Right. And I was going to say, for Modern, most of the cards in the sets are completely irrelevant, right? Because with Modern, it's already such a powerful solved format that you're like, okay, these commons are not something I need to worry about. I'm learning about like 30 cards from this set, right?
10 to 20 typically cards that even kind of cross your desk for Modern construction, right?
Right.
Most sets, it ends up being, after the dust is settled a year later, it's like 1 or 2.
Yeah. Cards. So you don't have to like run out and like, oh God, I've got to keep up. But Standard, I feel like, but I mean, they're putting out some like standard decks as well that are just like unthemed standard decks, 60 cards, sort of kitchen table level of just like, well, I don't know if it's kitchen table level, but it's just like, that's another product that's coming out next year is like, you can just buy a standard deck. One is green, white angels and one is like blue, red pirates, I think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the kids love them. I mean, yeah, like a kitchen table Magic, I assume, has undergone some kind of like profound evolution in the last several years, right? Where it's no longer just like, I spent my allowance on a booster pack per week, and now I've got cards that I shuffle together and play with my other 10-year-old friends.
Yep.
Yeah, I think more commonly there's some sort of format rules going on. Like the most kitchen table Magic I've played in the past decade has been some kind of like battle box. Like it's sort of like a cube.
Yeah.
Right.
But it has like, it's trying to go for that vibe of like, yeah, you're playing some like weird cards and like, the setup is pretty easy. Like you just get handed some lands and then you play a game.
The point being, that's all the stuff that's coming out next year. What are you excited for? Let us know in the comments. What are you not excited for? Let us know in the comments. Let us know that you don't want to play Star Trek, or you do, or that you're excited for Marvel superheroes, or that you just really care about going back to Strixhaven and you're going to pre-order the book immediately as soon as you're done this podcast.
And leave a comment guessing what you think the unannounced UB will be.
Yeah,
Which IP is it? Because one of you is going to leave a comment that ages well.
Yeah. I mean, I legitimately have no idea.
It's never too early to be wrong.
So anyhow, that about does it for Tap Tap Concede. Thanks for joining us for this extra long, very rambly, mostly topic-focused episode. I really enjoyed talking with both of you about all the Magic news that's coming out.
We're old.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed that we had sponsors to help make this podcast happen. So thank you so much to Card Kingdom. Go to cardkingdom.com/LRR and buy all your singles and Magic needs there. And you can say Loading Ready Run sent me button, please. You'll get a 1-inch button, and you'll let them know that this is the kind of content that you like and that you enjoy and you want to see them keep supporting. And also, Dragon Shield. Dragon Shield, you can order all sorts of cool stuff from their website, and you can use code LRRMTG5 to get 5% off your order, which is not nothing. That's 5 whole %. 5 cents on the dollar. That's better than most like cashback credit cards, actually.
There you go.
Yeah, better than a savings account that you can get.
Yeah, use a cashback credit card, and it's like you'd be like earning like 7 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, you're beating an S&P 500 index right there.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah. So anyhow, Dragon Shield, we really appreciate it. Let them know that we sent you. And if you still wish to conduct commerce or give us money or support what we're doing, there's always patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. We literally could not do this without you, and we deeply appreciate your support. You are wonderful, and the reason we get to be here and go, ooh, Magic cards.
Actually, yeah, considering that the Magnificent Seven make up about 30% of the S&P, it's probably a great time to stop buying those.
Plus,
buy Magic cards.
When you invest in an index fund, you don't get sleeves.
Yeah. No, you don't. Buy Magic cards instead of investing in Google.
Probably end up like basically even. All right.
Magic cards. They'll be edible in the Mad Max future.
Until next time, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Kathleen. This has been Nelson.
Thank you for listening.
This has been Cameron.
Witness me.
James was on tech.
Oh, God, I wasn't ready to say anything.
I just assumed you weren't listening at all.
Beep, beep, boop.
Yep.
And Heather gets things online. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Tap Tap Concede. Goodbye, everybody.